Hello everyone! Today we're going to do some Reiki reading. So my name is Robin. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome. I'm here underneath TikTok, so feel free to follow me as well. I have an energy work class coming up on the 12th, which is next week. That's for 1 hour. It's 55 Canadian, and I would love to have you hop in. If you want to learn more about some of the things that I offer, if you gravitate towards any type of energy work, it'll be a really great class. Also, if you want to learn how to do Reiki yourself, feel free to go onto my website through my membership, check VIP out, and then you can also learn more about energy work on your own time. So first things first, what I've been doing the last few times when I've been coming on to offer any type of Reiki healing is I connect to the energy of our group. So that doesn't just mean in the now. That might look like someone who's watching this on the replay. That might be someone who's hopping in, hopping out, it doesn't matter. So let me know as well if you would like a message. Hello, and so if you do, just write your actual name down. Let's go with your age, and then we can also read the numerology of where you are currently as well. So right away, I'm feeling a lot of stress and a lot of tension. So Reiki healing is something that we use to help us relax more, to help us clear negative energy, to replace that negative energy with positive energy. So a lot of the healing tools and offerings that I do is essentially that we tune into what it is that you want to let go of, and then we replace it with things that you want to manifest and attract. So Reiki is also a spiritual healing, so that's why I find I pick up on a lot of intuitive messages as well. So it can also help you pick up on intuitive messages as you receive. So my dog is just wanting to go outside, and it's a little too hot out today, so he might bark for a couple minutes. We'll see. So the first card that we have is my appreciation of it attracts its essence to me. So these are my law of attraction cards. And so the first thing that I notice here is there's this, even it's interesting, all the sparkles that I chose for this filter, which I normally don't bother with, is kind of showing up in the card. So I'm getting that we're in the right place at the right time. So trust in divine timing at this moment. As I was saying, when we set the intention for any messages to come through for anyone who's hopping on or off, it's really working on trust as well. Reiki really helps you understand how to be in the moment and how to let go of negativity as well. Be aware if you absorb negative energy. So let me know if you relate to that. Do you work with crystals, things like that? I have a black stone here. We just had a full moon, so you can check out my YouTube channel as well, where I have more readings on there. And then I have this yellow stone, which is also really great for the chest if there's any anxiety and tension. So here we're working on grounding, we're working on breath work, working on connection work, that sort of thing, okay? So then we have my creative power lies in this moment. So this is really interesting. I just see this person lying down and opening up. So this is also talking about surrendering to the moment. So when you go to receive this healing, make sure that you're opening up your palms. Make sure that you're open to receiving, because sometimes we don't. Sometimes we're just not good at receiving. Let me know if you relate to that as well. Are you a person who easily and openly just receives love and kindness, or is it hard for you to accept compliments? Is it hard for you to be the receiver instead of the giver? Do you have nice person syndrome? That's been coming up in my classes actually lately with some of my clients, where it's kind of hard for them to be the ones to just speak up and let other people do the work, asking for help, things like that. So you might relate to that as well. And then we have I can create my world as I choose. So this is talking about someone who right now I'm feeling has a lot of worry in the background, even though we were just talking about divine timing and trusting that everything is okay right now. I'm also getting for you in your mind to start visualizing positive energy or places that you want to be, because I'm getting that right now it's not important to work on past. Last night we did past life regression in my intuitive class, and that felt important. But with you guys, I'm getting to just in your mind really work on that visualization. I take it negatively so easily, but not positive So I think what you're saying is you absorb negative energy very quickly because you're sensitive, but sometimes you might get in your own way, that sort of thing. So does anybody else relate to that? I certainly do. I think about, like, for me anyway, setting myself up for success would be just getting like really, really organized and having all my ducks in a row. However, sometimes I feel like, oh, it's okay, I'll wing it, I'll go with the flow, when I could make it easier for myself. Okay, so maybe you relate to that as well, because sometimes there is structure for us for a reason, right? To make things lighter and easier for us. So as I am segment intending, I am attracting. The way you feel is your point of attraction. And so the value of segment intending is that you pause many times during your day to say, this is what I want and expect from this segment of my life experience. And as you set forth those powerful thoughts, you will attract into your experience what you want. So essentially, will I find love soon? Let's tune in as we go into our Reiki healing for the group. And by the way, whenever we do any type of healing, as we're talking about receiving, also energetically say yes to receiving, because if you don't want to receive the energy, then that's something you can also say no to, okay? So it's kind of like free will. So Reiki is something we just don't ever force on someone else, even though it doesn't matter what your structure of beliefs are, it will work no matter what. But sometimes, again, some people will have fears around doing energy work. And as I was saying, my energy work class is coming up on the 12th next week if you want to learn more about anything that's coming up for you with energy work. So the way you feel, this is really talking about our emotions, our importance of stillness and gratitude and things like that. So essentially just what we're just talking about, getting into a meditative state. So those are our intentions. So let's call in Reiki energy, setting the intention that everybody gets exactly what they need and want at this moment. I was told that there was going to be someone coming on here, I feel like that's going to hop into my meditation program. I do meditation and theta healing in this program. It's 75 Canadian, and we don't start up until August because we're just finishing our 6 weeks for a different session. But that's going to be August 14th to September 18th, every Monday night at 7:30 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time. So that's now available through Horseman Readings or my link tree if you want to sign up for that. And then you get the replays if you can't join us, which is also very helpful. So if there are things you want to work on, you can just email me and we'll make sure that it's a part of the activities. So my hands are vibrating really strongly. So Renee is asking, will she find love soon? So one of the things I'm feeling like doing is working with my crystals. So Renee, do you work with crystals already? Is that something that you use to help you manifest? Because this is actually a clear quartz. And I feel like rose quartz would be great for you, because when we're looking to attract more love, working with the element of rose is important. So oddly enough, one of the tinctures that I made for myself yesterday, I do have some. Okay, do you work with them? So you have them. What do you do with them? Just let me know. Yeah, so yesterday I've been just going nuts with all of my tonics and tinctures, which are like herbal remedies, things like that. And I made myself a rose and rosemary tincture, which I took this morning, and it kind of just like warmed my heart chakra. So again, if you're interested in anything like that, I have 2 large, which are $30, and 2 ounce, which are 22. Okay, and so again, more heart chakra work. So with the crystal, I'm getting that to allow the crystals, if you work with rose, to allow that to help you heal any resolved issues that you have, especially in relation to your mental health. So mental health is basically like our way of thinking, our stressors. You know, as we were already talking about, is it hard for you to receive love, that sort of thing, because sometimes we just struggle with surrendering to where we are in the moment. Oh my goodness, my dog is just barking. So I'm definitely feeling like stressors are huge for everybody. So my recommendations based on the heart chakra, which is what we're working on clearing right now, is I'm kind of just getting like spirituality in general, as we were just talking about, like meditations. And also, like, Reiki healing, of course, is a important tool. So let me know if anybody watching actually has their Reiki training, because that can be really, again, helpful to work on yourself. So if we even do a body scan on our group here, I just get a lot of heat. So it's like there's a lot going on all at once, and it feels really overwhelming. Just as a general message. So then I'm like burping. So it feels like we've got to do something about the emotions that we're feeling. So one thing is, the reason why I like to do readings with my Reiki is it's like, okay, what's coming? Let's clear this energy, but what's coming up so we can start fixing the issues, so we can start taking action on those things. Because a lot of times people will become dependent on a healer when what they really want to do is become independent and become empowered so they can learn more skills and tools. So that's why the Ren 13, what's coming up for you is the power of working with those crystals, and also setting the intention again to heal the heart by also working on the mindset and any mental health things that you might be experiencing at this time. And again, if you're interested, I sell rose quartz. I sell rose quartz necklaces, rose quartz earrings, as well as like rose tincture, which is, as I was sharing, it might be important for you. I don't know if you have any digestive stuff going on, or things like that. If you're sensitive, sometimes our digestive tract will get a little irritable, kind of like, and again, this is for everybody, but like IBS can kind of just be like, because you're a sensitive person, your body might be like having a hard time, even where we're talking about absorbing positive nutrients as well. So you might feel like it's hard for you to really get the nutrition that you need. So we can even reject nutrition, okay? So I've been working with this little salt spray that I made with some essential oils, and everything rose related is just coming up today. So I felt like kind of like bathing myself in that rose water. I also sell rose water as well. So I'm just gonna let all this go. Let me know if you feel like anybody's been controlling you lately as well. That's what I'm getting, that there's somebody who might feel like they're just giving in. So I don't know if you have children, and sometimes the children get what they want because you're just tired. So we just can give in and say, oh, just give them the chocolate, or just give them the chips, or whatever it is. I know I certainly relate to that as well. I have someone in my family who is struggling with some diet issues, and we're working on helping her get healthy, but she just doesn't want to do the healthy thing. So you kind of get to the point where you're like, okay, well, if this person doesn't want to change, or they don't want to work on that, then that's kind of up to them. So thank you so much for the rose, as we're talking about roses. Okay, I'm actually feeling a lot lighter, so that maybe there was something going on with health, diet for someone, or again, just that feeling of control. So now the energy is moving down, which is great. So there's somebody had maybe a little breakthrough there. And I'm also feeling like there's something kind of feeling like it's stabbing my solar plexus. So also let me know if you're the type of person who gets like panicky and then you can't breathe. Have you ever had a panic attack? Sending some energy to the solar plexus and the heart right now. Because what I'm getting is like, this is where health stuff, I guess, is coming up, because maybe people need to hear it. And I've been working with a lot of health products and things like that, and working on my own health. I've been through a lot of stuff in relation to that as well. Again, body, mind, spirit, but what I'm really getting here is emotional health, where I'm feeling this heart and this solar plexus. I'm kind of getting, it's like there's like a block there for someone in particular, because it's like they might feel like, oh, I'm physically in pain, or there's something going on with my heart, whatever it is. Or, ooh, I'm just getting like, we'll even use stomach pains as a perfect example. But what's actually happening is there's some emotional things that you're experiencing that are causing potentially some physical things to start happening. So that's what I'm kind of working on gently shifting. One thing when I want to be mindful of how I'm using my words today, that I'm not saying I'm healing you or I'm removing this. With your permission, as you open up, I'm gently encouraging energy to move, okay? I'm also getting that it's important to be our own unique selves. So maybe there's someone also where we're working on the solar plexus. That's really like where our confidence hangs out. Maybe there's someone who might be struggling with some relationship stuff as well. And so just remind yourself that sometimes we're growing, again, emotionally and spiritually. Thank you. And it's so important to just, I'm feeling like getting into rest and digest just a little bit more. So that's kind of what we're practicing now. So again, just allowing yourself to receive and getting, thank you so much for all those roses. I really appreciate it. So we're taking all the energy up from the earth. And on our oat breath, just letting go and maybe saying something like, I am letting go. I am letting go and releasing. I am revitalizing my spiritual. I am opening up to more support. I am opening up to emotional support. And I'm also hearing that there's someone who needs to write a forgiveness letter. So if you've never written a forgiveness letter, essentially all you're doing is just taking a piece of paper and saying, I forgive you for. Okay, so it could be directed towards yourself or it could be directed towards someone else. But it's not something that we need to even hold on to. We can burn it afterwards. But the act of actually writing that down is really, really important. So when we tune in more specifically here, I'm getting that something to do with a child, specifically a boy. I can't forgive someone, okay? And so reminding ourselves that with forgiveness, it's more not about them, it's more about us. So, are you hanging on to resentment towards the person? Have you been abused? Perhaps there's trauma underneath it. So sometimes when we can understand why the energy is there, which is where I offer Theta healing to people. So we can do a little Theta healing if you want to, specifically. So if you want to just share, if you feel safe to do that, asking yourself, why is it important for me to keep hanging on to these emotions? They took everything and sent me to hit rock bottom. Okay. So essentially what you're saying is they didn't care about you, right? They weren't taking care of your best interest, your needs, right? But asking yourself as well, like how this is serving you, hanging on to it. Because if there's anger or depression or anything like that, it's still obviously serving us in some way. So sometimes that's related to self-love, right? Or going on our self-healing journey, recognizing that we don't deserve to continue to feel these negative emotions. So essentially right now, that's what we're working on, as I'm here to support you with that, okay? So just exploring what comes up for you there if you want to share. We're just working on grounding everybody, helping you come back into your body. So this is called Theta Healing. Essentially, I'm offering, you can go to myhorsemanreadings.com if you'd like, check out my blog of what Theta Healing is. But would you like to, so I'm offering you the download, and all you have to do is say yes, that you want to shift this energy from the old and replace it with the new, okay? So you don't have to do anything except for receive and just say yes if you feel called to receiving this, okay? So would you like to let go of times in your life where you felt like other people were controlling, I'm going to even say your every move, or like your life? And would you like to know that it's safe to open up your heart chakra to love again, whatever that looks like and feels like for you, okay? So just saying yes to that, anyone that wants it. And I'm hearing the word judgment, that there's judgment right now. So maybe you're judging yourself. Thank you. Thank you so much for the roses. Because that is really common, where we'll start to blame ourselves that we got into a situation. So we'll kind of keep putting heaviness back onto ourselves. Well, I should have known better. You know, it was my fault because I didn't say something and I should have. These are all part of our growing pains, right? And so there isn't anything, I feel, that can't be undone emotionally. Okay? We're never damaged goods. Everybody has baggage, and that's essentially what we're just working. Okay? So would you like to trust that it's safe for you to start loving yourself unconditionally no matter what? I'm just saying yes. And taking a really deep breath with this one. This is where we're drawing a lot of energy up from the earth and helping us remove any blockages in the heart and the solar plexus. Okay, I'm feeling like there's something going on, and this is where Theta Healing, we do a little bit of digging. So asking yourself the question as well, and you can share in here, why might it not be safe for you to invite self-love in? So ask yourselves that question. I'm feeling called to my crystal ball as well, and I kind of want to use that around my sacral and solar plexus, because a lot of times, for myself anyway, if people aren't sharing, if I think about like self-love, like right now, I'm actually going through a move right now. We're moving out of our home. We're moving in with my in-laws so that we can build our home. And if I think about self-love for myself, like where I might be kind of like holding back on those practices, or that time for myself, or those baths that I need, or the run, or the yoga, or the meditations, or whatever it is, if I truly think about that as I open up my heart, which is important for you guys, I think about like time, the energy of time. So money might come up for you as well, if it's related to money. But my Money Blocks program that I just completed is now underneath my VIP membership as well. So you can go get all the Theta Healing, listen to all the support in there. There's hours and hours and hours in there. So like time and money feels important. I feel like I'm stuck. Everything has been going downhill. Yeah, and I'm really feeling it in the sacral and the solar plexus now, but it was in the heart. So at least we're moving the energy. So as I just kind of drop any tension here as we work on this, I'm getting that what's important for you is like violet flame healing. That's what I'm getting. Okay, so violet flame healing is kind of when we receive a healing attunement. Okay, so again, all this training, if you want to learn for yourself, is underneath my membership group. Okay, it's $55 Canadian a month. You can cancel at any time, come in for the 1 month if you want, and soak up all the healing and give yourself a little more credit that you're working on yourself. Okay, but I'm going to do a little healing attunement for anyone that wants this, and that's the violet flame healing. I move a lot of energy, but I offer you healing at the same time. So it's more of like an intense healing, but it's still very gentle and it's very positive, but it's just to shift anything. So anybody that wants this can receive, but I'm getting specifically for your current situation. Okay, so it's just going to take a moment here, and all you have to do is receive. The things I'm doing right here might look weird, but these are just symbols that we learn in Reiki, okay? I have lots of different types of training, so you'll see I kind of combine a bunch of different things, but just seeing your cup half full right now instead of half empty, so allowing this positive energy to start flowing. It feels like it might take a couple minutes because we have to be in a receptive state to receive. Really just breathe through this energy, okay? And thank you for everyone who takes the time to follow me in here, subscribing to my YouTube channel as well. I have so many extra healings and healing downloads and stuff in there too. Again, you'll be able to catch some of my previous Reiki classes or things that I've done under there, because I can't download everything through TikTok. Plus I have lots of past stuff in there. But just move through this energy there. That's feeling better. So there's a lot going on right now, okay? I could see why somebody might need this really badly, because yeah, when it's like so hard for us to move forward with this situation, it's just like, that's why we get other people to do this for us, honestly. So it's great to understand, to learn, so when you are by yourself, you can work on yourself. Super, super important. But when we're going through like real life circumstances and we're feeling low vibrationally, we're going through a lot, we've got everyday stuff going on, heck yes, it's way better if we can just let somebody else do it for us. Just take away the pain. And reminding ourselves that grief is also a part of these situations as well. So we've got to understand grief on a deeper level as well. My forgiveness program that I also just completed is now up underneath my membership group, so you might benefit from some of that. We talk about the heart chakra, the root chakra, boundaries, and again, all the Theta healing downloads around what's coming up for the people in the group. So everything's pre-recorded, so it's kind of nice if you're busy. You can watch at your own time, and then I do 5 videos a month and post those in our membership group. And you can email me if you're VIP anything that you need more support with. And then when I go to create my recordings, I read your emails and then I base things around that, which is pretty great to have that support. So as we finish up this healing attunement, for whatever your current circumstances are, I'm just getting this like kind of deep pain underneath my rib here. And hello. Christine from Nova Scotia, that's where I'm from. Wonderful. So what I'm getting with this little bit of pain is sometimes we just have trapped emotions, okay? So as we remove some of these emotions, you might start to feel lighter. Afterwards, drink lots of water, especially when we're getting an attunement. I'm learning Reiki now, lots to learn. Yeah, so if you ever want my trainings, I was just saying you can hop into my VIP membership, even if it's just for the month. I have hours and hours of all my Reiki training with different people, different group settings. I have like a big workshop in there that's recorded. So it's really just other people's stories and their healing journey, and I teach differently every time. So that's why I have quite a few recordings in there. My Akashic Records training, I have 2 versions of that in there as well. So Reiki and Akashic Records kind of go hand in hand. I have a psychic development program in there as well, so you start to learn some other healing tools. I have a tarot and numerology couple classes in there that I did recently as well that could be helpful. And next Monday, all of my meditations and Theta healing downloads are going to be up there as well, and almost all of it is related to forgiveness, because that's kind of where we've been energetically lately. So just trust that if you are going through this grief, if you are going through forgiveness, if you are working on your self-love chapter, that this is exactly the energy that we're coming out of right now. So I will be doing my new moon reading underneath YouTube. I'm feeling like today, just so we can get some more insight on what this next new moon is going to bring us. But the full moon was all about getting into our logical a bit more, as we were talking about structure at the beginning. Which is interesting. When I say getting into our logical, it's just being more productive with our time, with our money, with our energy. So if you feel like you are clearing that out and things aren't where you want it to be, that's because we're moving through it. It hasn't happened yet. It's like that's the lesson or what we're learning, okay? So it's so easy to say, take the emotions out of things. But if you're sensitive, intuitive, like myself, which it sounds like you guys are, we've got to inch our way, okay? Take our time. Their energy's moving, finally wanting to come up and out. So we're just doing some violet flame healing here, doing a little attunement if you're just hopping on. Good. Just gonna I'll let my puppy in here. You guys can join me. If you want a little message from my crystal ball, let me know. I love using my crystal ball. I only pull out certain tools when I feel like I need to, and the crystal ball definitely wants to be coming through for us. So just write down your name and your age if you want a message. We're going to stay in this Reiki energy as well, so it can be helpful while receiving information. Still feels like there's a lot of stuck energy in there. So would you like to, this is called Theta healing. Would you like to know that it's safe to open up your heart to laughter and love at the same time? That it's safe, nothing bad will happen to you? Okay. So Durval 30, perfect. So what I get for you is right now you're working on your vibration. Okay, that's exactly what we're working on. And so what I get here is like your healing journey. It's okay if it's moving slow for you. Okay. And the reason why that comes up is because it feels like you're doing some reflection work right now. And it feels like you might not be seeing yourself in the most positive light. And so that's why it takes time. Because it doesn't just happen overnight where we're like, oh, I love myself now, right? And I'm not saying that you don't love yourself. It's just sometimes there are aspects of ourselves that are slower to move because there's more trauma, or there's even sometimes there is some past life stuff in there, which I do feel like you have some past life stuff going on. So that's where if you want to book a session, I can help support you in clearing whatever it is on a deeper level that you need. And also the recording from last night's intuitive class. I'm seeing Dylan hopping on. Nice to catch you live. Yes, I was told that there's going to be somebody on here that's supposed to come into my meditation and a Theta healing 6-week program that I have coming up for $75 as well, starting in August. Okay, so that's through my website as well. You can check out, or e-transfer if you want to join us. Plus you get the replays, which is great. So yeah, so that's what's coming up, is like to just be a little more gentle with ourselves, especially if we're having some fatigue, okay? Because I am sensing this full moon kind of knocks some people off their rocker, okay? So slow and steady wins the race. That's your message, and that's why in my membership group, I love that you can just watch things at your own pace. All right, so you don't have to show up for anything, and you're not committed to it either, which is great. And you can start small if you want, and then inch your way as well. For financial reasons, if that's more supportive for you. But getting into the Zen and space is really important, because then that kind of puts you on the right track for healing. So at least you can say, I am starting somewhere, I am doing something about this, okay? So Dylan, 30, if I missed you, just write your name again. So I kind of want to do this. So I'm getting laughter, as we were just doing that Theta healing download for laughter. Love and laughter all at the same time. I'm getting for you, if you have any frustration right now, sometimes you just have to laugh it off, right? Because laughter is medicine, laughter is healing. For healing tools that I have, that I sell for you, what I get is like, I'm working with a yellow crystal here. I'm getting yellow citron. I actually have like, for $5, like just a normal size piece of citron. I actually have a nice big piece if you're interested in that. And yeah, those are the two things that are coming up for you, because citron is great for bringing in abundance and money. Again, my Money Blocks program is now underneath my VIP membership. That might be helpful for you. But happiness, very much that solar plexus, is also coming up for you, as I was sharing that, like being able to laugh about things, even if you don't feel like it at the time. So learning to just kind of like, I'm getting like peace offerings are coming up for you as well, Dylan. That it's like for you to keep giving that to others, because that will also raise your vibration. Definitely working on laughing through things. LOL. Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. I've been doing a lot more laughter. Now I want to kind of stick this in my bra. Yeah, I've been doing more laughing in my group sessions, and when I go back to listen to the recordings myself, I'm like, okay, like I'm laughing a lot in these sessions about really serious things. So we can even get a little insecure with ourselves as well, like when we're working with other people too. Like, is it safe for me to laugh? It's always, always, always safe for you to laugh. Because sometimes people will say, oh, we don't share the same sense of humor, or it's a very sensitive time. But it's so important for you yourself to feel like it's safe for you to smile, for you to laugh, no matter what. Because is there really anything bad with laughing? It's not that we're ever laughing at someone else. We're just using laughter as a tool. Sometimes that's how we need to move our energy, right? That's it. And that's okay. I laugh at the beginning of like a lot of my healing sessions when someone else is working on me. And they're like, why are you laughing? Like, nothing's funny. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm starting to laugh. So maybe it's a way to move the energy, okay? But that's what's happening. You've got to have a little breakthrough, okay? So you'd be a perfect person to have a session with as well, I feel. I do 1 hour and a half an hour, so I would just say a half an hour for you would be great, okay? 56, Ascended Master, love and laughter, what it's about. Love and laughter is what it's about. Yes, absolutely. So for you, that last person, Christine. Well, you have 5 and 6 as your year. You're welcome, Dylan. Which makes 11, okay? So Christine, you've got this bubbly personality, but I feel like you might have some doubts right now, throat chakra. And the reason why this is coming up is because it feels like you're working on trusting yourself on a deeper level. So my energy work class next week, at the 12th at 8 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time. It's 55 Canadian if you want to hop in. We're going to be doing not just like energy work, learning more about this stuff, but like one of the girls that's in my class or coming into the class is wanting to work on like other people's skepticism as well. Like she's doing healing energy, but there are people who are kind of skeptical of that, like living in fear. So here you are trying to help people who have all these fears. And of course, it can make us doubt ourselves, right? That's kind of why it's coming up. So making sure that you're feeling confident and trustworthy yourself, showing other people that you're an independent, responsible person over and over and over if they lack confidence themselves, okay? So who we surround ourselves by, that came up in last night's intuitive class, was who we're putting our time and energy into, right? Like our environments are so important. So that kind of really came up as the most important thing for our group last night. So maybe that's coming up for you, Christine, with anybody who's in your circle of trust. Like it's okay if they struggle with trust. It's not always directed towards us, okay? So not taking anything personally is also just a general message for everyone. Okay, master number is 11. Okay, perfect. Marlene. Okay, Marlene, you didn't put your age in there. Do you want to? Core at 66, same thing. Just, you're welcome. Just putting your age beside your actual name, your real name, Anthony, 42. Okay, so I'm feeling like Anthony, for you, I just got a slight feeling of annoyance. And it feels like it's carried around your shoulders. Okay, so shoulders just kind of means like if you're feeling like there's a relationship or there's something going on with you right now that you're not really satisfied with, I'm feeling like it's important for you to structure your life a bit more around what you want, what Anthony wants. Because if you're making everybody else happy, again, this was coming up in our class last night, people pleasing, nice person, I call it nice person syndrome, where we're always like wanting to accommodate everybody else that we've lost touch a little bit of who we even are. Okay, so do yourself a favor and remind yourself that when we're being triggered by other people, there's always something that we can get out of that situation. And also for you to just focus a little bit more on balancing your own life. Like continue to work on self-esteem and grow yourself that way, okay? Core 24, I am love preet. Is my ex-boyfriend is coming back in my life? I'm getting a no. Yeah. What I find interesting is, why do we want exes back? There's nothing wrong with it if it's really meant to be, but you know, if you got in a fight and you didn't get to work through it enough, did the person run away? Did you run away? I love him. Okay, but what happened there? Because if you want it to work out long term, why would you even let it get to the point of breaking up? Not to say that it doesn't happen. I know that back and forth energy. I've done that a couple times. And I get it, like about timing, but at the same time, if you're looking for long term, right? Like if it's how we handle those relationship situations, right? I know my husband sometimes when I'm starting to learn about him, as I'm learning about myself, where if he's stressed, he shuts down. So he doesn't speak up, he just goes inward. And sometimes he'll even want to leave and isolate. So pushing it in, right? Suppressing, but then also needing to get space, which I also relate to. Maybe you relate to that as well. Do you need space? And do you have that? Do you have that in your home? Do you have that freedom in your life? Do you have a schedule where you're always scheduling and penciling yourself in? That sort of thing. Any insight on my business? Stone and shadow. So what is your name and what is your age? That's kind of what I'm doing here because it's helpful for me. I'm getting the energy of an elephant right now. Let me know if anybody connects to an elephant. That is a symbolism. I know I relate that to that. I relate that to someone who just lost their brother, actually. So maybe somebody has lost a brother here. And also how we're treating other people at this time. Remind yourself the way that we want to be treated is how we want to treat others. So Nadia, 46. So right away, Nadia, I'm getting a lot of like heaviness around your crown. So that's your spirituality. So I would say just remind yourself to go back into what raises your vibration, what makes you feel positive. So if you're the type of person who likes to hang out with your friends and that actually makes you feel like lighter, then that's something again that you need to schedule in. But if you're a person who actually needs to recharge, staying at home, just getting things done, getting things accomplished, and you know that makes you feel good, then do that. And I know that sounds really simple, but sometimes we're not prioritizing ourselves so that we know that that's going to help us in the long run. Again, we could be giving ourselves away a bit, being around people who aren't there for the right reasons, things like that. Does that mean you are connected to me, Nikki? Do you mean like in relation to I'm in Africa? Okay, sorry, I missed that message. Very cool. I could be if you have a connection to elephants. I went to South Africa and did a little safari, and the elephants were so cool there. So I absolutely could be. So thank you, Nikki. So if you want a little message, we can focus on you. Just say your name and your age. No, that does make sense. Thank you. You're welcome. And again, some things are just so simple, but we just forget that. I know I relate to that myself. I relate to a lot of these messages. No, in the West. Okay. Nicole, 36. Okay, Nicole, 36. Right away, you're seeing me working on the chest. And I'm putting all my stress into this crystal. So crystal healing, this is the second person who is connecting to crystal healing. So 3 and 6 make 9. So that's talking about manifestation a bit more. So I don't know if you were already working on manifestation, but what I'm getting is like to use the law of attraction to help you not just increase your energy, but work more on your gifts. So last night, so my intuitive class from last night is now up underneath my VIP membership. So the replays are there and available for you. And that's why I'm bringing this up because last night, some of the things I feel like you're experiencing, everybody else in the group was experiencing. And I'm kind of getting that for you connect to so again, we were talking about digging deeper into your gifts, your healing gifts, but also like moon work as well. So even if you're already doing that, it's just doing a little bit more of that. In my membership group, I do new moon rituals and theta healing with everybody, every new moon and every full moon. So I'm getting for you specifically heart chakra, Nicole. Okay. So see how I'm like using the crystal to add into the healing? That feels good for you. So it kind of is like an extra tool. Okay. I sell crystals and crystal jewelry and things like that as well. If you ever need some stuff. I'm getting really hot all of a sudden, so there might be someone who's also very, very sensitive on here who is having a hard time breaking free of some type of habit that they have. When I say a habit, we all have habits, by the way. So let me know if that's you. I'm getting also that there's someone on here who could benefit from cooking a little bit more. I don't know if you're going out to eat too much or if it's just you're just learning how to cook. Me scratching, Sheila. Okay, yeah, so feel free to go a little deeper in that if you want me to do a little clearing on it specifically for you. Yeah, what I get like with some of this energy is we need a little bit more focus, which is what we were just talking about with like stones can help us bring the energy back in. Pulling hair out. Okay, yeah. So you're feeling like your outlets aren't ideal, right? Your tools that you have to move forward aren't productive, right? So that makes sense. When we have an unhealthy habit, we need to replace it with a healthy habit, right? So what are some things that you could start focusing on that could be helpful? Because I'm actually getting forgiveness is what's coming up for you as well. So again, all this stuff is in my membership group to watch if that you find that helpful. But do you want to let go of times in your life where you had an unhealthy habit and as a result of that, you made everything kind of worse than what it needed to be? Would you like to know that it's safe, nothing bad will happen to you, to open up to forgiveness towards other people as well as yourself? If that feels right for you, just say yes. Okay. I'm getting that there's a lot of fear here. Forgiveness, I do, me and others. Yes, absolutely. So I'm getting that like fear is the hardest part, right? Like, especially where we were talking about panic energy earlier, if you're like more susceptible towards panic, like you don't breathe enough, you don't take deep breaths, you don't do any breath work. As we do that now, just honoring where your body is in this moment, trust that it is safe for you to breathe. But that's really common when we rush, and then we don't take enough time just to do little subtle breathing techniques, but that could be a really, really great tool for you. Okay, because as you learn to breathe, yoga, underneath my membership group, I keep saying this, but I have like mindfulness, like beginner yoga, which is not like physically technical, but it's getting yourself in that place of, starting to connect into that heart and starting to relax a bit more. Because when we've had trauma, we're always in panic mode, right? So it's understanding that we are safe now, to shift that energy over, to get grounded, to bring things into a positive vibration, right, in our mind. So is it saying affirmations? Is it visualizing someone who you love? I've got to get going. Thanks again. I'll reach out soon. No worries, Dylan. So yeah, that's what's coming through. So let's integrate all of that energy. And I'm getting there's a heaviness in my chest, someone is saying. So yeah, let's just get out of that energy here. I'm just going to send everybody love into their heart space right now, okay? And I'm just getting chapter 1. I'm going to be doing lots more stuff like this. But go onto my YouTube channel if you want to watch my previous things that I did just like this. You'll also be able to get later on the replay for this one, so you can watch it from beginning to end, receive the other Theta healing downloads that I offered. But yeah, maybe go even just to those other videos and soak that up and listen in too. Okay, any questions, feel free to reach out. You can book a reading with me underneath my link tree. You'll see my booking link. And I hope you guys have an amazing day. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll talk to you later. Bye for now.